I'm doing kind of a live talk. I was going to make a video on this, but I thought, hey, why don't I do it in this format? So I was going to respond by text, but sometimes I prefer to do videos about this because it's pretty interesting for everyone else to read. Sort of a little bit of a drama, at the same time actually trying to address the real questions that people might have, you know? Okay, so the comment comes from some guy called On Some Weird Shit. And I haven't seen this name before, so I don't know who it is. So not a great start because it's a bit of a trolly name. But anyway, I'll roll with it. Hey Peter. So here we go, I'm going to read it out, okay? What? By the way, this was on a video of mine where it's like a 20-minute video. And the video is called Transform Your Voice Without Scales, something like that. So if you want to actually look up the video, it's a big video that I do where I pretty much like almost aggressively bag out scale systems and that kind of stuff, okay? So I was going hard. I was going in on that. I went in. So here we go, here's the comment. It goes, what confuses me about this? I see you working on songs, runs, etc. But would working on a specific skill set within a song improve your overall skill? So my answer, yes. My worry with this method, thanks for your worry. I'm just laughing because it's like, I'm pretty sure that the person commenting is not a coach, or maybe at least kind of on my level at singing / teaching. That's why I sort of like laugh a bit because someone's worried, but it's like, why are you worried? I'm way ahead as an artist and as a teacher. So like, why are you worried? You should be asking me questions to learn, which you're kind of doing here, but it's sort of rhetorical at the same time. So that's why that part of me is kind of like, I've had a few people that kind of use that language. It's like, well, usually you guys don't have like years of teaching experience, or you don't have the skills that I have at actual singing. So it's like, you should be asking me questions, not worried about how I'm teaching people. You know what I mean? You should be criticizing my skill, you know? All right. My worry with this method is just getting better at the skill within the song, not in general, if that makes sense. Yes. So you're wrong about that. It would have been good if I plugged this in, right? I plugged this in, a bit nicer sound. All right. So your worry is not something you should be concerned with, because when you practice the songs as I practice, if you watch the video closely, which I'm pretty sure you're being stubborn here because you have a bias, right? The video, I clearly state my elements. The lyrics, which is melody and pitch, the falsetto, runs, vibrato, range, chest range, etc. These are all elements, and these elements apply to all music. They apply to all songs. Okay, every song ever sung by a person, you can hear these, hey Fernando, you can hear these elements happen. Okay, so this is my system. My system uses these elements. So if you train one song and you happen to be training the lyrics, which is like the pitch and rhythm of a verse, for example, those skills are general skills that will be inbuilt, which make it easier for you to learn other songs, because other songs contain certain pitch and melody, pitch and rhythm, all right, and certain lyrics. So your skills overall are going to get better no matter what song you practice, which is why I advocate a song-based method. Okay, your skills overall are going to improve if you practice I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly. Your skills at I Will Always Love You at Whitney Houston, they're going to be better. You're going to be better able to learn that Whitney Houston song now that you've learned that first R. Kelly song in detail. So whatever song you study, the skills are going to pay off. So if you learn a song that has no runs, your skills are going to be lacking in runs. So you're going to need to choose songs that have runs so you can build your ability in runs. Otherwise, new songs you're going to learn, there's not going to be any general skill that's improved. If you want to learn vibrato, you just pick a song that has vibrato. You learn vibrato as it occurs in that song. Then if vibrato occurs in a new song that you're going to learn, you will be able to learn that vibrato in the new song faster because you've already been learning vibrato here. You get it? So yes, the skills do become general, okay? Now the same applies for scales. If you practice a scale, if a song happens to have part of the scale that you're working on in it, you're gonna be able to do that easier. But the problem with scales is they contain no lyrics. So, and scales are not similar to song melodies. So, like they're not similar to a verse. Like when you do an exercise, da, 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 whatever the exercise is, all right? Or whatever the exercise is, if you do that over and over, it's not similar to I believe I can fly, da 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 da. Do you ever do a scale that sounds like that? Or do you ever do a scale that sounds like da 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 da? You never do a scale that sounds like that. So that's why I advocate song practice, because practicing songs will develop your ability to listen to lyrics and hear the pitch and rhythm happening behind those lyrics and match them, which there are similarities across songs, but from a scale exercise to a song it's not enough. There's no similarity there. You saw how different it is when I sing a scale exercise compared to a song. Okay, they're very different. And so yes, there is a general ability that you develop when you do scales, but the problem is scales don't go far enough because they don't match songs, song intervals, song melodies, song rhythms. They don't match it at all. So when you go to learn a song, it's like, well, all this scale practice I did doesn't really help me for that. It does help you for range because you go up and down and usually just hitting in the high and low parts of your range. So your range does get better. So when you go to sing a song, if there was a high part, you will probably be better at that high part if you've been practicing scales every day, definitely. But you can practice that using the song, just by dropping the key of the song and gradually working up or down. Same thing, same concept. So yeah, okay, I kind of answered a lot of what you said with that rant. Now, example, if you work on a specific run, would that only improve your run within the song, or would it improve your ability to do runs in general? It improves your runs in general, okay? Because runs in songs are usually have commonalities. Runs are usually made up, long runs, for example, are usually made up of mini short runs that have been put together, okay? So, and short runs are just short runs. So that they're all very common. When you learn hundreds to thousands of runs, like I have, you'll notice that there's so many commonalities and you pick up the patterns quicker. So what you do is you learn one song, let's say it has 5 runs in it. If you learn those 5 runs, when you go to learn a new song, it's highly likely that that new song has the same runs or very similar runs that you already learnt. So your learning process will not be as difficult as the original first song that you used to learn those first 5 runs with. Get it? Okay, so yes, there is definitely a crossover. You are not just learning the song. And even if you are just learning the song, it's still better than doing scales, because at least that way you've mastered a song, which is your final goal. And then you can master more and more and more songs, which is your goal, to have like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 amazing songs that you love to sing and perform for people. You got them down well. So even if it did not have a crossover effect, it's still more effective than doing something that is not even related to the final goal. Sorry guys, I'm not answering your questions. I'm kind of ranting on about, I'm answering this question and then I'll look at what you guys have said, okay? Same with other elements. Are they specific to just the song, or does it improve your singing overall? Yes, so if you do vibrato from one song, your vibrato, when you go to another song, it's going to be whatever the level that you reached in that first song. So if you spent like 3 months or 6 months developing your vibrato using one song, if there's another song that has vibrato in it, it's highly likely you will not even have to spend any time working on it, because the vibrato is so similar across songs that all you need to do is learn the word that it occurs on. But the skill of vibrato is already there. So you don't even need to do any new practice. Okay, so yes, it does flow on in general. The skill goes generally across your skill set is increased. That's why I created those elements. Those are the skills that you're trying to do. So when you use a song, you pick out those elements. Now you don't need to use a song. I can make a bunch of songs and make a bunch of exercises from like one song and tell all my students, okay, I'm gonna make you all train vibrato, runs, pitch and melody, pitch and rhythm through lyrics, high range, etc. through this one song that I've broken down for you before I let you choose your own songs. I could do that, but why? Why not just go straight to the specific song the person wants to learn? That way, there's no guessing and umming and ahhing, and there's no relearning, because you will have to relearn the specific melody for the song that you want to sing. There's no getting around that. Even if you use scales or scale system or whatever, there's no getting around the fact that you have to still learn the melody of the song you intend to sing. You cannot get around that. So whether you use song-based or not, you still have to learn the song that you want to sing. But what I argue is that using song-based, some songs have very similar melodies, similar rhythms, similar interval patterns, so it makes more sense to learn something that's similar to what you're intending to learn. Songs have similarities. You know how people do mashups, stuff like that. You know this, right? How a good singer, like on the singing shows, can learn a new song within a week. They can learn it and kill it because they've already got the skills developed, whereas a beginner can't learn that song and kill it. All right? But an advanced person that can already sing like 20 songs really well, they can learn a new song within a relatively short amount of time, within a couple of days, within even one day, within one moment, they can sing back a phrase to you perfectly as if they know the song, because they've developed the skills of matching pitch and rhythm and lyrics, matching vibrato, matching runs, matching high range, matching low range, matching falsetto, matching the blend between chest falsetto, etc. Okay? Now here's the one, it's kind of a stupid question, but I hope it's not a stupid question. You're right, it's a great question, okay? Reason I ask is because I have plenty of friends who do exercises and they improve in general. Okay, now you have to show me the evidence of that, okay? Now, you saying your friends do exercises and they improve in general, is exercises the only thing they do? Or do they also practice the songs? See, a lot of people, most people do not only do exercises. Most people that train, it's unlikely someone is only practicing the scales their teacher gave them, or the scales they bought from their course, or they downloaded for free, or they watch on YouTube. It's highly unlikely if you were doing a scale-based approach that you were only practicing scales. It's very likely that you are also practicing those songs. You do your exercises or whenever that you've been given, and then your lip trills or whatever it is, your breathing exercises, diaphragm exercises, compression exercises, etc. And then you go and practice your songs for a half hour, whatever it is. That's where they get better, from doing that, from actually practicing their songs. Who says that the practice comes from the scales? Now with my students, it's not like that. I get them to practice the skills of the song. So we practice the song for our 20, 40, 1 hour, 1.5 hour lesson. All right, whatever it is, we practice the song. So the song gets better immediately during the lesson. So we know 100% that the lesson, what I am doing in the lesson, breaking down the elements of the song and teaching it to the student, is causing the song to sound better, because the song is being sung and improving within the lesson itself, not later. And then you're attributing their improvement to the scales and exercises. Well, you don't know that that's how they're improving, because they do the exercise and then they sing the songs later, but they practice the songs. They have to. You can't know a song without practicing it. True? So they must practice the song in their own way, whatever their way is. Like, listen to the song and sing it over and over. Break it down into sections, into verse, chorus, I don't know, but they're practicing it in some way. Okay, so you cannot clearly attribute the scales to their improvement. Do scales improve your range? 100%. Will they improve your runs? 100% they will. Not as good as doing it my way though. Not as good as taking the actual phrase from the song that's high and working that by going down and then going up, or taking the actual run that you intend to learn from the song and then working that. So will scales improve you? Definitely, they will improve your runs, because you're going if you do that dozens of times, hundreds of times, thousands of times over a year of practice of scales, of course your runs are going to get better, because you're practicing. What do you think a scale is? It's just like a run going up and down. It's just a run, a scale. What do you think it is? It's just a melody. It's a run. It's got no lyrics. That's what a run. Runs usually don't have lyrics. They're just like ooh, 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 ooh. That's it in slow-mo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What do you think that is? Yeah, I didn't get that from scales, but if you practice scales, your ability to do runs might improve, because you're just changing notes, and you're gradually getting better at changing notes quicker when you practice scales. But the scales are not the same pattern as the run that you're going to do in the song. What do I mean by pattern? I mean the melody. They're not the same melody. They don't have the same intervals. They don't have the same vowel, right? So it's better to practice the song. Sorry guys, I'm not always looking at the lens, because I keep looking at myself. I don't know why. Lovo, maybe too much Lovo, you know. Yeah. All right. So hope that answers that. Some have improved their runs just by doing exercises, not runs. Lol. You're being a bit, kind of annoys me when you talk like that, like as if lol, as in, Rashad, you obviously don't know what you're talking about. Well, maybe not lol, because why don't you show me those runs that you can do and that you can learn, and why don't you show me the runs that they do and the scales that they do to get to those runs, and why don't you put them in the lesson with me, and then maybe I'll give you a run for them to try to do, and see how quickly they pick up that run, and see how quickly then, if they can't pick it up, and if I give them a hard one, because I definitely will find one that they cannot do, because that's my job, to find things that people can't do so I can make them better, then I will show you how quickly they will learn the run using my method of breaking the run down, chunking it into tiny pieces, instead of maybe I'll keep doing my scales, and maybe I'll learn the run somewhere along the line. That makes no sense. Why don't I just sit and learn the run as it is from the song, and then learn hundreds of those, instead of doing 10, 20 exercises that I bought in a course, or that my teacher tells me to do, and just do them for a couple years. How boring. I want to kill myself. Let's just do the same 10, 20 scales exercises, instead of doing dozens to hundreds of runs that you choose from all your favorite songs, and you get better at them as you train them. There's no guessing, am I getting better? Okay? There's no this like magical thing that you're talking about, how, they get better, but like, it's probably from the scales. Oh, yeah. How do you know? Oh my God, they're probably training those runs, like when they're training the song. Otherwise, how would they know the runs? The scale doesn't teach you the run. Your exercises don't teach you that. It's weird. Yeah. Okay. I think the idea behind your method is great. Okay. When people do this, they do this double speak. Look, you don't think it's great. You're just telling me you don't think it's great. Why are you acting like it's great now? Because it would be more fun and less confusing. Well, that's true. I'm glad you recognize that. It's definitely more fun and is less confusing, because you definitely know you're reaching your goal when you're training that way. But that being said, I think there are some skills like compression, control, resonance. Hold on. You can't say that it's going to be fun and less confusing after you've said that, it's not as effective as what my friends are doing. That doesn't make sense. You need to tell me why you think it's more fun and why you think it's less confusing. Because if you go into the details of why it's more fun and less confusing, that would blow out of the water what you just said about your friends. It would make your thing you just made to try to argue with me against my system, it would make it obsolete, right? So it's kind of, you're saying two different things. It doesn't make sense. Now, I think, but that being said, I think there are some skills like compression, control, resonance. Here we go. Compression, control, resonance that I don't think your method would cover, because it's learned by a specific coordination that's unrelated to songs, which is twang, etc. Some ugly sounds aren't meant to be used in songs, just for improving a specific set of muscles. Okay, now here's the person is very strongly indoctrinated, because this makes no sense. They're saying that there's ugly sounds that aren't meant to be used in songs, but you use those sounds to train your voice. That makes no sense. Why would you train something that does not exist inside the goal? That makes no sense. Why would you go and train twang or whatever it is, or whatever the sound is, make a weird sound that never exists in the song you're trying to sing? That makes no sense. That is an excuse someone has given you so that they can train you their way and not have to analyze the songs that you actually want to sing, because that's a lot of work. That's more work. That's what I do. And by the way, I charge much less than most teachers do that advocate these methods. It's actually very fun once you learn how to teach this way, but most teachers don't know how to teach this way, so they make an excuse and say, oh, we have to make some shit sounds before we can make the good sounds. No, that's not true. You do have to sound beginnerish, amateurish, as in you can't copy notes that well in the beginning, of course, because you just can't copy notes that well. As you get better at copying notes, they'll sound nicer. But to say that you have to make a sound that's completely way far away from the actual goal of the sound that you're trying to recreate makes no sense. Like I say to my students, okay, yeah, I never say to them, you're gonna sound shit before you're good, and then give them some weird exercise that's like, okay, make this sound, or something like that, or twang, or like, I believe I can fly. That's gonna help you access your high notes. Bullshit. No, I say to them, okay, let's get every note right. Once they get every note right, I'll be like, you know, as they're trying to get every note right, they don't sound as good because they're off pitch. So they sound bad because they're off pitch. So I say, yeah, sometimes like you're not gonna sound that nice, but the reason is because you're off pitch, not because, oh, you need to train some special coordination with some weird sounds. Boo, no. And coordination, like that term as well, it's like, what does that mean? Coordination, like I would use the word feeling instead. There's a feeling, that there's a thing that way it feels like. I mean, you could call it coordination, but I don't call it that because it's like, what for? The voice has, we've already got names for the voice. It's chest voice, it's like falsetto, you know, we've already got these names for the voice. Why do we have to like belt? Why do we have to use these weird words? You know what I mean? We've already got volume, coordination. I don't know like what the point of that word is, what it adds to the words that we already have. Compression, control, resonance. Resonance, I mean, what's that? Like compression, control / resonance, as in you're trying to say, are they the same thing? Because you're not saying and. See, here's the confusion again with these terms. This is just volume, okay? Resonance, it's resonating more, it's compressed more, whatever. Volume's quiet, it's getting louder. Sorry, I'm like angry when I'm talking, but I don't know why I get like this angry tone. I'm trying to teach like without getting the shits, but I don't know why, I find it hard. I'm sorry if it's annoying because I'm got this tense tone. But like to my people watching and stuff, but and even to you if you're watching, what's your name? On Some Weird Shit. That's the name of the guy. The person, the guy or girl. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Like I just call it volume. When you go louder, it resonates more. Look up any teacher, when they resonate, they're going loud, right? It's because they're just gaining volume. Whenever they're demonstrating compression, they tend to go, oh, it's lighter, or it's whatever. It's just volume, right? You cannot reduce, you can never compress at like compress less or more without changing volume, because it's actually volume that you're modifying. And until someone can show me different, that's what I'm going to stick by. I can't see any difference other than it's just volume. I believe I can fly. That's like a mid to high volume. I believe I can. That's full volume. Now really quiet volume. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I believe I can touch the sky. I believe I can touch. Low, mid, high. That's all it is. Closure, same thing, right? It's just different names. It's just volume. All right, now let's continue. For example, he's talking about twang and coordinations and stuff here. For example, this is crucial for opera and rock, so I don't think your method would work for them unless exercises for this are included alongside it. Do I sing opera? Do I sing rock? No. R&B singinglessons.com. R&B is like a subset within pop, right? pop, maybe like acoustic, it's all this kind of stuff. This is what I teach. I do not teach opera. I don't sing opera. I don't listen to opera. I don't like opera. Like, I don't prefer it. It sounds kind of weird to me. It's like they've taken amazing pitch and rhythm skills and range skills and vibrato. That's all they're doing, the same elements I'm talking about, except they add like a sound to it, to everything. They don't sound like when they talk. They don't sound like when they talk. They don't sound like when they talk. But that's what pop singing is like. It's more like what you talk like. Pop and R&B, that's what I teach. I don't like the other styles. I don't teach other styles. But that's all you have to do to sound like opera. Rock, what do? They add gravel. They add different kind of... Like they have... Yeah, I was walking. Oh. So what? You want to do that? It's easy. Just imitate the sound. You want to call it twang or whatever to describe the way that sound quality sounds? Okay, call it twang, but you don't need specific exercises. You just imitate what the singer is doing. Done. Yeah, exactly, Fernando. But even so, even with that, my method is still applicable because all they're doing is just adding a slightly different sound. It's still within my elements. They're still doing pitch and rhythm. They're still doing vibrato. They're still doing runs. They're still doing range. They're still doing blend. They're still doing falsetto. They're doing the same things. They just have a different, they just modify their tone a bit because they like this kind of sound that it has. And I guess R&B singers do it too, you know? They try to sound soft and sweet. Ooh, baby. Ooh, 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 I love you, baby. Yeah. Like, you know, R&B singers do it too. That's just like me modifying my tone to fit with it. I feel good. I knew that I would now. Yeah, I feel good. Whoa. Like you modify your tone to meet the style you're singing. But you don't need specific exercises. You think I did specific exercises? No, I just immerse myself in the genre that I want to learn. I immerse myself in R&B. I immerse myself in NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Peter Andre, Justin Guarini, Boyz II Men, Craig David, Brian McKnight, all the artists, whatever, Mariah Carey, Beyonce. Immerse yourself in them, and then you end up creating your own style that's similar to them because you like all those artists. If you like opera, you end up singing like the opera singers, and that's fine. Sing like the rock singers. But you don't need special lessons to tell you how to go, hello. You don't need special lessons to someone to tell you how to do that. It's pretty easy. It's just a sound imitation. You imitate it. You don't need special exercises. You don't, you know, like, you don't need a weird exercise. You just need the singer's voice. Yes, that's what I wanted to get to. You know, when you're in the shower, sometimes I'm in the shower and like I'll have conversations as if I'm having a conversation with someone, but I'm not talking out loud. I'm just thinking out loud. Sorry, I'm just thinking like in my head. Thinking out loud. So like I'll be thinking in my head and you have conversations. So I had this conversation this morning after I read this comment and I was like saying that, you know, the only tool you need is the singer's voice. That is the most important tool. And slow down to help slow it down if you want to self-learn, you know. But but slow down just slows down the singer's voice. It's the most important tool. It's a person to imitate. It's a person to copy. It's all about copying. We're just copying. I'm just copying Wanye. I'm just copying Tank. I'm copying Craig David. I'm copying Brian McKnight. Within my unique sound, like I can only have my unique voice and I don't want to imitate their exact tone, but I'm copying their skill qualities with some aspects of their tonal qualities, okay, as well. That's it on that. Okay, so continue on. I included something there, I like your idea. Okay. Crucial, and your method wouldn't work unless it has those exercises for those styles. Well, one, I don't teach those styles, and my method would absolutely work. You come to me with an opera song, show me a part that you can't do, I guarantee I will get you to learn how to do that part. I guarantee, even if I can't do it, bring me something that's out of my range, that's faster the run than I can do, that's like a lyric I didn't even understand, a different language, I don't care. It's a song. That means it contains lyrics, pitch, rhythm, vibrato, runs, blend, falsetto, range, high and low. if it has those elements, I can teach it to you. I can show you how to get to it. I don't care what style it is, okay? Even if you sing in a completely different sound and you have like a different rockish or twangish or whatever sound, I'll bet I can show you that. Now, I don't prefer that because there's a lot of teachers, so I prefer people that like my style of music. I love it when someone comes to me and they're like, I want to learn Usher, or they're like, I want to learn Chris Brown, I want to learn Tank, or I want to learn this acoustic artist, and I'll be like, who's that? And they'll show me the song, and the artist will sound so much like the artist that I already like. I love that. That's why I call myself R&B singing lessons, because I'm not just a business for money. This is my niche. It's great. All things about entrepreneurs say to find your niche, and your niche is something you enjoy and that you're good at. I enjoy and I'm good at R&B. So why? And there's plenty of teachers for other styles. So why should I say that I want to teach all styles? I don't want to, because I don't really want to listen to that other music. But if someone really loves my method and they want to come to me, I'm not going to tell them no, I don't like this style. I'll tell them I'll try. People come to me with Spanish songs. I'm like, yeah, I'll try. And it's always worked out well. So yeah, because these elements are the same. You notice when you go to a rock teacher or an opera teacher or whatever other style, they teach you the same shit. They teach you scales, they teach you vibrato, etc. It is all the same because they know that their system will work for any style, right? I think their systems do work to a limited degree, which is why I say song-based method, because it'll work 100% guaranteed. There's no guesswork. There's no, oh, maybe that person's not natural enough to fill in the gaps that my system doesn't take care of because it's not song-based. So a lot of people fall through those gaps, and guess where they come? To me. They come to me, hey, I spent $500 on this, hey, I spent a couple $1,000s on courses, hey, I spent all this money on lessons, and guess what? I still can't sing in key. What do you think they come? They come to me, they tell me that story, and I'm like, so sad, but you know, let's work on it. Let's go. And I always get success, gradual success with those people, always. Clear success that anyone can see. And I've already got videos that I have with students that you can watch to see that. All right. That being said, I like your idea and I think it could be a popular method, thank you. If the exceptions I mentioned above are included to cover different styles that would need specific exercise to learn the coordinations, no. You learn the coordinations through doing the actual songs, breaking the songs into tiny pieces, chunking it's called, and then working on those songs in slow motion and in comfortable keys, gradually increasing the speed and gradually increasing the key till you get as high as you possibly can, and keep stretching your voice, whether you're going to go lower, if you want to sing low like Michael Bublé, etc., or Barry White, or whether you want to go higher and sing like The Weeknd or Bruno Mars, or people with high-ass voices, or whether you just want to stand in the middle, and that's where your goal is. Singers like Ed Sheeran and stuff, who are kind of in the middle. All right? You don't need special coordination exercises that have nothing to do with the song. If you are not singing a lyric from the song in your lesson, you are wasting time. You are getting minimum bang for your buck. You're getting minimum result. You are not getting the maximum possible result you can get. Okay. Heck, I think including twang alone would make it much more complete. Look, man, I didn't learn no twang. Listen to my voice. I don't need no twang exercises, and not once have I met a student that needs any twang exercises. Okay? My method breaks down the songs to such a degree that the student's ear improves so much that they just learn how to copy the tonalities of the singers automatically, because they're improving their ear enough by improving the elements that they need to learn, which is the elements I've already mentioned: pitch, rhythm, vibrato, etc. Twang and such isn't tedious to teach or learn either. I've seen it and it's pretty horrible. I've seen the teachers teach it, and I've seen how they all say, we got to make ugly sounds before we make pretty sounds. And they're all wrong. You don't need to make those sounds ever. How can they say you need to make those sounds when they don't even know what songs you're intending to sing? Oh my God. Oh, sorry guys. What the hell is twang? I know, right? Yeah, like that's twang. Look it up. It's like that kind of weird sound. So they do exercises with that, which that occurs in songs. That's fine. You can do that, but do that in trying to copy the artist / style you're trying to do, not by itself as an exercise. Do that as the song. Now, teachers trying to make exercises for you out of everything. That's their job, because they try to streamline learning, and that's a good thing, right? But sometimes you need to think, why have they made this exercise? What is this exercise addressing? Hold on, the songs that I sing don't ever have that kind of sound in it. Why do I need to create that sound? Oh, you need to have that kind of stuff built in your voice so that you can like maybe use it. Oh, but Wanya Morris from Boyz II Men or Tank, or none of my favorite artists ever use twang. They use like different kind of sweet sounds, stuff like that. They don't use that kind of sounds. They use like CVT would call it neutral kind of sounds. All right. Might be the most beneficial skill. Twang might be the most beneficial yet simple to learn skill in the singing technique world. Man, how is it like? I don't know what you're talking about. Most of my students, the only thing that they need to learn is how to sing in key, really accurately on pitch, in time, and develop harder elements like vibrato, volume control, and runs and blending between chest falsetto and high range. That's like all the advanced stuff. But pitch and rhythm is is the main thing that all the students need. Even if they're advanced, sometimes they can't do pitch and rhythm well, for example, within a run or within high range. Excuse me. And there is indeed a lot of confusing BS in the singing technique field, no doubt. Yeah, like twang, for example, and compression and resonance. Thanks for the video. Okay, they said thanks. You're being nice, right? I kind of shredded you one here, and I'm being like irritated, but if I was talking to you in real life, I'd probably talk to you like this. I might be a little bit more smiley, maybe a bit calm, but you know, it wouldn't be the same because I wouldn't be ranting. I'd more be like talking back and forth, right? And I'd probably be, actually in reality, you know what I do? When people, all right guys, I'll answer your comments now, okay? When I meet people in real life, you know what actually happens? What actually happens is they usually know that I'm a better singer than them, and they ask me questions for help. And they ask me a question like, hey, can you really teach people to sing? Like, do people really, can they really learn, or is it just talent? They ask me a question like that. You know what I do? I go, of course. And I might not even say that. Now I'm at the point where I just go like, sing me something. And I'll get them to sing me a line. And they usually will. And then I'll start fixing their mistakes. I won't even tell them it's necessarily a mistake. I'll just start fixing their mistakes and getting them to copy. It's like an automatic thing. When you do something, people imitate. So demonstration is really important, right? So, for example, I taught a guy the other day in Darling Harbour. He's like, tell me why it ain't nothing but a heartache. He was like, he sang that line when he chose the song. And I go, okay. And he was like kind of flat on some notes, and he was going off key a bit on some other notes, like completely the wrong note. So I just went, tell, I go. And he copied that, he goes, tell, and I go, tell me why, and I counted it up for him, tell me why, in slow motion, and then he did it in slow motion, fixed him up, and then we did the rest of it. And then he got it. So right there, without even using words like I used for 40 minutes right now, I taught him the answer to his question. He got better within a 3-minute period without even being given any words of our language. All I did was sang a line, got him to sing a line, analyzed his voice, found his problem area, gave him the correction, signaled to him to copy what I was doing, to repeat. He did so, kept going in that process, back and forth, and then he sounded better. He realized he was better. He noticed, he commented after that, he goes, oh, so it's like, you just gotta like hit every note, like right on. Like he commented himself. He came to the realization himself. I didn't even say it. I didn't even explain it. I didn't talk about it, nothing. This is what I do when I'm in person. But the problem is when people send comments like this, it's like, look, you're not gonna learn like this. Your best bet is to buy one lesson and do this shit. That's your best bet. Let's go one-on-one. Ask me your question that you're scared about, and then I will ask you the question that my experienced ear and voice and like brain, mind, whatever, will direct you to the right place. Because a lot of people, they don't know where to go. That's why they're asking questions in the first place. Sometimes they ask the wrong question because they've been watching other teachers and they have a perception of what the answer might already be, but they could be completely wrong. So some people are like, I can't do this. And then I go, you know what I do? I don't talk to them about it. I go, show me. And then they show me. And then I go, you're doing that. I go, it's actually something else that you're not doing. And they go, oh, okay. And I go, show me more. or I'll give him the fix, right? That's how a lesson would work. So just a note out there to people that ask long kind of ranty questions like this, you will not learn as much. I mean, it's great because it gives everyone a kind of cool idea. It's great for me to talk and rant, and you know, it's kind of fun, right? It's like a debate. But and it gives you guys as well, teaches you like how I would answer questions like that in my way, you know. But the sad thing is that like that person, they won't actually learn anything new. I want you to learn something new if you're watching. Like, I want you actually to learn something, and you haven't given me your voice, and like I have no idea what you sound like. I have no idea what your reference, who I'm talking to. You could be a beginner. You could be an intermediate. You could be completely advanced. You could be better than me. I don't even know. So I'm like, you know, you could be better than me, but I could still have something to teach you. And I doubt that you're ahead of me, because I can tell by the wording of your kind of language and stuff like that, because it's not the first time I get a comment like this, so I can see the commonalities in comments like this. And there are some people who actually have YouTube channels, and I've watched their videos and I find out that they're a beginner or they're an intermediate and they have these ideas, but the thing is that I'm ahead of them in certain areas, like maybe runs or vibrato, and instead of coming to me and learning about those things to make themselves better, they fight with me about things that they think I'm meant to be teaching. So you're not learning anything from me. Why don't you learn from me? You're trying to change me, but you're not realizing that I know more than you in these areas. So come and actually use me. My lessons are only 20 American. Use me and get the most out of me before you want to argue with me. You know, why don't you use me? You said I have good value in my system. Well, why don't you use me and learn something from my system instead of criticizing me, yet telling me I have good value? Yeah, and you're criticizing me in a way it's not even right, because you don't have the skills to understand what you're talking about. And just because another teacher might disagree with me, well, don't worry, I'll talk this way to another teacher and I'll tell them, and they'll have something to learn. If they listen, I'm sure they'll learn something new, and they'll be like, oh, I didn't think you could do it like that. But what about this? And then I'll address that. Okay? All right, guys. Sorry I've kept you waiting. Thank you for listening. I just thought I'd do it a different format today. Let me look at everything you said. Peter, hey. Fernando, hey, dude. Price, I still need to get a lesson, lol. I just haven't been getting the money. All right, Price, whenever you're ready, man. Whenever you're in no rush. Fernando, sorry I haven't been singing much, man. Guitar took over my life again. Bro, I know how it is. I love guitar. I'd be playing, I didn't develop my voice like as far as I could because I got so obsessed with guitar, you know, that I sort of like stuck on guitar, and my progress on singing was like not flying up as much, you know, because guitar is like, it's so beautiful. I totally understand. And I want to play so much more, but my injury is like really, you know, it's really stopping me because it's a lot of pain. But I'm trying to keep it going because I really want to keep my skills like good and still improve slightly, you know. Hey Kaka, Silva, hey The Weekend, your method is the best. All these people ain't know about singing. That's what I think it is the deal, man. Thank you. Peter, how to sing like Bruno Mars? Yeah, he sings high, like really high, you know. So you have to really develop your range. But even if you didn't develop your range, you could still sing his songs in a lower key and do them really well. But yeah, he's a great pop kind of R&B singer. Pop kind of R&B-ish style, yeah? So it's a lot of work to sing like him. He's very good. He's very good. You have to develop your vibrato, your runs, your pitch accuracy. You have to have great rhythm. It's a lot of work. Falsetto. Hey J Express, I'm good, man, I'm good. Price, anybody want to buy a song from me? I'm now producing my songs. Oh, nice. Maybe guys can buy a song from Price. Oh, Price, was that you that I bought the lyrics from? That was a while ago. Sorry, man. I haven't been doing my songwriting much, so like I haven't been really doing any composing or producing in a while. I'm just really focused on improving my voice and guitar at the moment. But maybe in the future I'll use your lyrics, bro. J Express, lol, what is that guy saying? Yeah, you'll have to watch the video from the beginning, J Express. Price, I want to see some before and afters of your students. Yeah, go on my website and you can see, go to the menu and it says student transformations. So rmbsinginglessons.com, scroll down, you can see student transformations, and you can see some of their before and afters. And that's only the ones that I've shared. Like, I've had 70 students in the last 2 years, and I've only shared about maybe 5 or 10 of those online because, you know, it's private. I don't want to share everyone's. Of course, it's private. Those ones that I have shared, it's like I made a deal with them that I can share it, and I've got their permission and stuff. But yeah, maybe I can make some more in the future. But yeah, like, it's a private thing, you know. And but I've already got enough that I can show my proof. That's my point. I've got enough to show my proof, and I recommend just do lessons for a while. It's not that expensive, and you know, you'll learn. You'll get your own before and after. I guarantee in one lesson you'll get a good idea of how quickly you will progress. Oh, I just had to spit. Fernando, lol, your channel is called R&B Sing Lessons, and this guy is talking about opera and rock. I know. Price says, what the hell is twang, all right? J Express, I have respect for you. Thanks, man. Fernando, ha ha ha. But twang is super important, man. Obviously, Tank uses twang when he sings country. LMAO. Oh, I love it. I love it. Tank uses twang. Diana says, you inspire me to become a better singer. It's a happy face. Oh, thank you, Diana. You inspire me to keep teaching. Solomon says, hey, Solomon. Price, okay, cool. Solomon says, songwriting also helps develop the voice too. Yeah, how? How does it help develop the voice, songwriting, Solomon? Price, yeah, we have a deal too. I just need to do lessons with you. I'm wasting time with these girls. Oh yeah, sorry man, I forget because I get a lot of students and a lot of requests, and sometimes I forget, and especially, yeah, sorry if I'm forgetful sometimes. I'm wasting time with these scales. Just do one lesson, bro. Come on, just do one. Let's get started. Don't be nervous, don't be scared. I know a lot of people are shy. All right, guys, thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate your input, your feedback, your comments. It makes me very happy. Your compliments are amazing. They inspire me to keep teaching, keep putting out videos, and keep doing lessons in person. And trust me, man, like, do lessons, guys. It's so fun when we do lessons, you know. The progress is amazing. Just make a commitment, you know. Just think about it. You know, I'm going to spend a couple $100 and do a good year or so, a good couple of months, and make a lot of progress. I mean, it just makes me so happy when I see people just go through that transformation over time. It's really amazing, and I've really got my techniques down, and I become better and better the more I teach people. I keep evolving, and I become even better. I become even quicker at pinpointing ways to teach and ways to practice in person and online, like through videos. So yeah, it's like teamwork, you know. We work together, we help each other out. And you know, the price of my lesson, you know, it's like buying me lunch. It's so cheap. It's like buying me lunch. That's it. That's all it is. It's really affordable. Like, if you look at my 1 year package, it's not even like buying me Subway or something. Buying me a burrito. Buying me my lunch that I buy at home. You know, like $10 or something. It's so cheap. Like, look at it that way. Look at it like you're buying me lunch every week. You're just buying me lunch every week, and we'll do lessons, you know? It's just gonna help you so much more than if you're not already on your way through my video lessons that I give for free. If you're not like flying, if your progress isn't like bang, flying, you're the kind of person that needs one-on-one lessons, okay? So I just highly recommend it, and think of it that way. It's literally like you bought me a lunch. That's it. It's that cheap. I mean, what teacher does it for that cheap? I haven't seen one that does it for that cheap. There are some that do it reasonably priced, almost as cheap as mine for the long term, but not for the long term packages. And I've made it the long term packages that cheap because I really want to see transformations. It makes me so happy. Like, I'm willing to teach for cheaper because it's like a friendship, you know, when it gets longer over time. And the transformation, it's priceless. It's like when I want to give, because what I get back, it's just wow. It's like, look what I helped that person create. It makes me feel good, you know, and it makes the person feel good. So it's a really cool feeling. All right, guys, I'm gonna get back to work. Damn, I can talk a lot, eh? 50 minutes. By the way, look out for next week. I'll be doing a interview slash hangout, Building the Bridges episode with Carl Whedon. So I'll be on his channel and we'll probably be chatting for about an hour, hour and a half. And we're going to chat about, he's actually given me the plan for the chat, and it's going to be good because it's going to be like areas where we disagree, where we've disagreed in the past. And I've got respect for him, man, because he's made the topics, it's not like the same topics he's done with other teachers. He's made the topics specific to me, to the stuff that I talk about. So it's going to be pretty exciting. So make sure you jump on his channel and watch that. It won't be live. I think he'll just put it up as a video. So I'm going to be doing that next Tuesday. So it's Tuesday now. I'm going to be doing that next Tuesday. So I'll see you next Tuesday. I don't know if you know what that means, but just take the first letter of each of those words and just change the letter of the C to an actual C, and then you know what see you next Tuesday means. I'm being dirty there, just to give you a clue. I don't want to say it because I think it'll demonetize my video when I say that, because YouTube's gotten mad strict now. But sometimes I don't care and I'll just say swear words and stuff. But I don't know, I'm being a good boy today. All right, so the weekend says, I've been practicing with slow down on. The problem I have is I can't sing slow, like kind of whispers while singing. I can do the high loud notes but the lows. Yeah, okay, that's a great question. Some singers do that and I'll help you figure that out. It kind of sounds like they're talking almost. I get what you mean, yeah? I can help you figure that out. But if you're stuck, look, just try to copy the sound as clear as you can hear it. That's the best bet, okay? That's all I'll be doing. I'll be trying to give you the guide to copy it as clear as you can. I might be able to figure out what the notes he's actually doing are, so you sound more musical. But in case I can't, just copy it as clear as you can. I've never not figured it out, so I might be able to help you. You can send me a little audio, man. If it's just something small like that where you're stuck, send me an audio and I might be able to help you. I'll give you the note on piano or I'll send you a little voice clip. But don't give me too much. Just give me the exact part, okay? Because then I'll do it. But if you give me too much, I won't do it because it'll be lazy. I don't like wading through a lot of stuff. J Express says, peace, man. And I bought him a... I just got a phone call. That's probably why my screen went bad. Hold on, let me just... I just got a phone call, that's why everything went weird. I'm getting songs, which songs should I get, like their acoustic covers or the actual song? Yeah, whatever, J Express, whatever sounds good. So if their acoustic covers are tight and they're like singing perfect, practice with that. If they're not, if they're going flat sometimes, if they're going off on some parts, probably don't do those parts because you don't want to train your voice with something that's off. So either when you're training with the proper recordings, you usually can't go wrong because the studio recordings are usually on point. But sometimes the live singers are perfect. So whatever you want, man. I use the live versions for things that are like only live, like where the singers change it up live, and I use that. But otherwise, I use the studio versions usually. Fernando says, through all this singing, I've realized that guitar is my true passion. I still have to sing and want to get better, but yeah, can't deny it, huh? That's great, Fernando. Like, sometimes you have to try something out to realize, you know, what do we really want to focus on, you know? And singing's always been my main passion. And guitar kind of took over, maybe because I knew how to practice guitar better than I knew how to practice singing at that point. But it never fully took over, you know? So that's just the way it is, man. It's like, it's good, but it's great that you gave it a go and at least you're aware and, you know, it's good. See you, Fernando. See you, J Express. Fernando, lol, you got it, bro. The weekend. Okay, can you listen? It's called Blue Freestyle. No, send it to me, bro. Send it to me. Like, send it into my email or as a comment. All right? Not here, because I lose it here. Can't, like, get back to these comments. Okay, thanks. No worries, Jay Express. Music City, thank you for showing us how to break down things by singing simple. Thank you, Music City. The weekend. Just listen to the first 10 seconds. Help me, please. No. Send it to my email, bro. Okay? So it's... yeah, write it as a comment or send it to my email. Okay? Bye. See you guys. Rashad Hayek, RBSingingLessons.com. Oh, a music CD, a good guitar riff, start learning how to play. 7 Days by Craig David. I have a lesson for it. Look up 7 Days tutorial on my channel and you can learn that riff. That's a really fun riff. 7 Days by Craig David. Look it up on my channel. Bye.